sao?
Điểm tâm. Dạ.
Ngon lắm mấy
Lọc
Ờ.
nước phai phai đều xíu nước mới vậy.
Chicken feet are.
Yeah, chicken feet.
Okay.
It's just pan fried rice roll. Pan fried rice roll.
Oh, pan fried rice.
The sauce.
Pan fried rice roll.
Oh.
Pan fried rice roll.
Ini kêu mấy vậy?
I don't know.
Octopus.
Deep fried squid.
Deep fried squid.
We'll do an order before.
Ừ. Ừ. Thì á, không phải thối vô là mấy cái ấy cơ là.
Move your hand up.
Wow. Angel. Selena. Điểm tâm à. Enjoy your meal, enjoy your meal. Xin khuyến enjoy your meal. Wow, xin khuyến. Chín á, một coi. Ăn lợi. Yeah.
You're supposed to spit at the bone out.
Anh chủ ít bùng xảo à.
On the tip of its toes, chicken feet.
Chicken shit.
Spit the bone out.
Cái con nè, cũng như nè.
Yeah, spit the bone out.
Wow, abalone soup à.
佢都唔想食嘅，佢想食炒麵。
哇，呢個係 good 啊，呢個好 good 啊，呢個呢個。soup 啊，你 try 呢個 soup 啊。
咩 ？Eat it right now, it's hot. 你等一陣凍唔好食啊。It is good though. But yeah, we're doing like it, but this is definitely.
Má đồ ngọt à.
Everything's cute except for my swollen face.
Wow, when she younger. Muốn cho tiền không? Hả? Muốn cho tiền không? Không là 5 đồng nè. 2 đồng nè. 5 đồng nè.
This is a Chinese hop.
Hop. Ah, thank you. Vancouver Aquarium.
No.
Let me just have.
Oh, look at that. Your average amount.
No.
Can you log this?
No, I'm you.
Can you log this?
Dude.
You can rotate the cam. Huh?
Rõ xám nha.
No, Miwa.
Look at that one.
Aquarium 好酷啊
You. That's her. Đầu tiên là để rồi mòn đau cái đồ dễ ra. Hủ lan cái này. Hủ xeo gì? Cái nè nè.
What the?
What do you think?
Feels weird.
Not too bad, hey? It's a pretty strange animal to interact with for sure. Very, very smooth. So I just can't have too many hands on him at once. But if you guys want to take turns, you're more than welcome to. He just gets scared and then he poops himself. So there you go. Perfect. There you go, my friend. Great job. Perfect.
Wow.
Awesome. What do you think?
It feels like kind of satisfying.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, especially once you feel him
like-
squiggling. He kind of gives your hand like a little compression, right? Almost feels like he's giving you a little hand hold. Yeah, absolutely amazing.
Do they have like a heartbeat or?
So they do. It's very difficult to tell, especially because their scales are really thick. So most.
Cái tông hình hả? Just sloth. Cái bà bà à. Are you
Here, Gareth, it's more over here, bud.
Under the sea, under the sea. Darling, take it from me. She's not ruining it.
She's singing Under the Sea. That's not ruining it.
Look all day, and the sun slid away.
If you want to not ruin it, sing Under the Sea. What if a bird just takes your hair like?
Dude, stop.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I said that's a piranha. Is that? Oh yeah, it is a piranha.
Oh my god, piranha! What's a piranha? Oh, hello. Wow, flamingo? No, not flamingo?
Wait, Enjo,
Flamingo?
can you please hold your purse, please? I've been holding it.
It's
for you
flamingo?
the whole time.
Oh, not flamingo. Wow. The flamingos. No, it's not. But I don't know. Scarlet ibis.
Is that a flamingo?
No, scarlet ibis. I know, right? We all think it's a flamingo. What? Wow, it's eating food. Oh, a piece of rock.
佢行好慢啊！
好慢啊！好似你啊。係啊，Amanda 行好慢啊，係咪？係咪？ Can I see?
Look ahead.
Oh, baby monkey. Monkey. Wow.
Ôi, dính này.
Nó屬於 filming 我電話。
Wow, cái mất kiểu hả?
I guess. So big.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Oh, that is such a big snake. Snake.
He's sleeping.
Sloth, I think. Sloth.
Turn your bike and food.
Dad? Dad.
Dude, that's you. 咦，有咁多人咩嚟呢度嘅？呢度唔係頭先我哋入咗。依家係咩啊？We just entered the. We just finished. 住養嗰啲得嘅。
得㗎。
It's so like, oh my god.
I want a picture. I want a picture. No. Wait, but can I have some pictures?
Yeah, just see a picture.
No. Chill out. I didn't know. I want a back picture. Here. Shoot. Look at my shoelaces. Huh?
Okay, let's go to the seal meeting. Check this place out and then we'll go seal. Wow, 咁肥嘅。
記唔記得㗎？舊底我哋去。誒，你爸爸去咗邊度？
我擺喺度啊。
I don't know. It's Amanda.
Where's the seal? Hey, where is it? Where's the seal? Why is it so sad? Can I touch it? So yeah, remember when you showed me that funny video of a seal clapping like this, like this? Like, remember this video? It was clapping something and I was laughing so hard. Just looking at us. But then remember that video though? It was a seal laying down clapping with his thing. You don't remember?
Yeah.
Selena, is it not funny anymore?
No.
You did the seal thing.
Wow, whoa. This one's not. This one looks a bit scary.
Oh. Whoa.
Another one.
Are you really?
No.
Too.
At the rescue center, but you might be wondering, what the heck is fish school? Well, it's actually something that all of the harbor seals that come in through the Marine Mammal Rescue Center have to be able to pass in order to prove to the staff there and the Marine Mammal Veterinary Vancouver all the way back in 1998 as he was deemed non-sold by the Department of Fisheries.
Are you tourist?
Oh, okay. Because it's like.
咪冇整啲電話
You
嘅
look like you're so short, so I was like, yeah. But you're not like a kid, so I was like, but you're cute. Wow, what the heck?
That I was talking about, and make sure that she has all the calories that a growing harbor seal would eat in a day. So she has been doing absolutely swimmingly ever since. Now, further over in Seal Cove, we have trainer Nigel.
Yes, that's what
it's called when
And then-
one seal moves. It's called
And then 有 another seal 有 injury where her just like when her 生佢都唔得見路 at all 啊 and 佢好開心人哋幫佢啊佢唔知道唔得見路噃人哋幫佢啦
好近啊！
Seals are so
佢要表演啊！ 希望啲坐啊！ Wow, what the heck? Hello. They're breathing. 佢哋喐啊！
yeah
喐少啊！
let me get the fish
Sorry.
，Dude，
Oh my god！佢唔識睇，佢唔識望睇個 joke，佢唔識玩笑啊！佢淨係識食嘢。
拜拜。
Just let her sit.
Wow，所以 Luffy 影相啊！你哋咁衰。
But I do just what I have to do.
Luffy 影相。
But you ain't about to have to. Video. I'm just 影相攞啫嘛。
So I'm not gonna ever be on my phone, and I'm not. Don't ask me to look at restaurants. Why? I never said that. Her just be lying. Don't. What I said was, I met John on the phone all the time. I just said you too, and then this became a big
When I look
scene.
for the complaint, oh, no, the wild hide lumps on it. Dad, seriously?
Guys, suck yeah.
I just what?
Takes 8.
I'm not telling you guys the app. I'm gatekeeping it.
Hey, 8. Send them to me. Send them over. Lufam, come.
Do you have a tissue?
Oh hell no! I'm sick of these axolotls. Stupid axolotls. What? What happened? They have to me, yeah? Have to what? Oh, have to what, Mom? You can say it. Oh. No, you didn't have to what? Have to be what? Merciful.
With a bicycle, bicycle.
Here we go. We are off and on our way. Welcome on board, everybody. Welcome to AAA Horse and Carriage, and welcome to Stanley Park. We are off and on our way. First of all, I would like to introduce you to our lovely two horses, the stars of the show here, Team And he joined us in 2018, so he's been here a couple of years already. And Bill is already pretty accomplished. He does these kind of tours, but he also goes on private carriage rides, for weddings, photo shoots. He goes on parades downtown, and he does Christmas gigs as well. Besides the cruise ships, we get to see those seaplanes take off and landing here. One just came back in, and those little seaplanes, they take you up and down the coast. Anywhere you'd like to go, as long as they can land on water, they are happy to take it in.
You go there.
So determined. They show you man and woman in the traditional welcoming gesture with the arms outstretched, welcoming you here. And then in the back we have house poles, memorial poles, and even one mortuary.
Công lầu diễn xem. Ok, dừng ra, hơi ra. Ok, hơi ra, hơi ra.
Then we know what's going to happen, right? They've had lots of proposals on the carriage rides already. Yeah, you've noticed? We're racing Disney now. Actually really fun. I'm really enjoying seeing the cruise ships going out of the harbour at the end of the day. We have to go under that bridge ahead of us. And look at the size of that cruise ship. As they get closer, it's always like, oh, is it going to make it? Yes, no, yes, no. It always looks really fun.
What is that? Like all-inclusive cruise ship?
Oh, I actually don't know. I know they go up north to Alaska, and then every cruise company has different packages. If you just go one way and you come back, like how many days, they have you different trips. I have not looked at the prices yet because I'm pretty sure I won't be able to afford it. But she's a bit dirty now because everybody passed away next day to her, and the poor girl has not been cleaned since. Yeah. Any volunteers? It's not that difficult to get to. See, we have a big difference between high and low tide. At high tide, the water comes up to the tip of her fin.
Nhưng mà sai nó lại không thích. Còn là phân này, hiểu à? Cắn này mà. Thôi.
Lionsgate Bridge. Then we're going to go over down through Davie Street and over to the Laughing Statue. So you get to see these fabulous statues. These are very iconic in Vancouver. I'll tell you more about them as we get there. And then we're going to finish off the evening with a tour of a chandelier. Yes, we're going to show you a chandelier underneath the bridge here in Vancouver. Yes, we are. Now, I do have to tell you, folks, I am a Canadian menopausal woman. And check that out. So, as we're turning the corner, take a look on your right-hand side right here. On your right. This is a bronze statue that we have of Goddess of Victory called Nike. Now, it was given to us for the 2010 Olympics, and that information is kind of boring, right? So I decided to dig around to find out some more information about that statue, and you know what I found out? I kid you not. It costs $75,000 a year to clean that thing. To clean it! Here in a few minutes. It's a red brick building with white pillars and a black canopy over the door that says the station. Vancouver's very firm philosophy here. It's called keep it simple. Yep, and they have a firm philosophy on that. It's going to be coming up here in a few minutes. Now that's the waterfront station. Now folks, if you guys need to catch the train to take you to the airport, that's where you need to go. Now it's the Canada YVR line. Canada line is the line, YVR is the stop. So Canada YVR, that's the one you're looking for. This time legit, it will be on the left. I'm facing the right direction now. So it's legit going to be on the left. As we're coming through this intersection, it's the red brick building on your left. Come in and this is the stop. Now, this building was the happening spot. Now this place was built in 1904, and when they built this station on the far end of it, that was where the restaurant was, which there is still a restaurant in that area. And then this end, closest to us right now, this one here, this is where they had big ballroom in here. And then they'd have all kinds of social events right here so it's right here on your left right here. Now, and then of course the trains would come in here, and then the top 2 floors, that was the hotel. So if you came in, that's where you stayed, right there. Now back in 1904, that was the happening spot. Then in the 1980s, when they were developing this, there are actually 3 specific ghosts that I like to talk about. They actually are at the very back. You'll see them on a cold, damp night here in Vancouver when it's nice and damp and muggy and rainy and it's late in the evening, and then they sit on a park bench and they're waiting for the train to come, and they're sitting there with their little purses and they're all sad because the train never shows up. Yeah, poor things. They've been sitting in the rain for years now. Now as we're coming into Gastown, find him under Gassy Jack Dayton. But having said that, he came here from the UK with a barrel of whiskey and a dream of opening up the very first pub here in Vancouver. And this area, you need to understand, this entire area back then was all a dry area. So it took him a bit to be able to find where he could put this pub. So he finally finds where to put the pub, and he talks to his buddies and he goes, listen guys, if you can, from the mill, he goes, listen guys, if you help me build my bar, I'm going to give you as much whiskey as you can drink as payment for helping me build my bar. Well, talk about incentive. They built that bar in less than 1886. The city made Vancouver the official city of Vancouver. So that's when we became an official city, is April of 1886. Now, it was originally called Granville, the city of Granville, and then they turned it into Gassy Jack's Town because Gassy Jack was so popular. If you wanted to know what was going on in the city, go to Gastown or go to Gassy Jack. He would have all the gossip. But Vancouver, the Canadian Pacific Railroad made the decision if this was going to be the very last 86 when they named the city Vancouver in April of 1886. And then you know what happened in June of the same year? June of 1886. Anybody want to guess? No? We had a huge fire here. Yep, the entire town burned to the ground. Yep, 3 short months later, the entire town burned to the ground. You want to know who started the fire? No, the mayor. Yeah, no kidding, it was the mayor. So what happened is he's super excited about the Canadian Pacific Railroad coming through here. I do want to point out the steam clock right here beside us, coming up on the right. I had to turn. Coming up on the right. Now the steam clock, it was put here in 1977. The mayor back then, he actually wanted to, as he cleaned up Gastown quite beautifully, cleaned all the graffiti. It was that bad here that they wanted to actually tear down all the buildings. Well, they couldn't do that because these are all historical. So what they did was they gave, once they got everything cleaned up, then Vancouver gifted Gastown the steam clock. Now I have to tell you folks, if you notice, the time is wrong. it's never right. It's either 8 minutes fast or 8 minutes slow, or it doesn't work at all. Those are the choices we have. Yeah, no, I kid you not. In the 2 years I've been here, it has not been right yet. The chimes, though, they go off every 15 minutes like clockwork. Yeah, you can bank on it. Look at your phone, and when it goes off, you'll notice it's bang on. Now, it does play a portion of the Westminster song every 15 minutes, and then on the hour, it'll play the entire song, and then it from the UK. Some of it came from the States, but most of it came from the UK. So if you take a look at mid-1900s, that was, of course, the Prohibition, so alcohol was illegal, right? All of a sudden, we had a huge increase. This is the church coming up right here on your left. This is the church that I was telling you about. This is Holy Rosary Church right here. Now, when the bells go off, it's so beautiful. It really is a beautiful, beautiful church. Now, Joe Fortes, when he finally got here to Vancouver, he was down around English Bay, which will be there later today, and he was a very, very good swimmer. In fact, he was he's a racer. He raced, swam, and won races. Anyways, and in his lifetime, voluntarily, he saved over 37 lives from drowning in English Bay. Now, a lot of people would go to the beach not knowing how to swim, so then he decided, you know, I'm saving a lot of people's lives. I think I'm going to start a school and teach people how to swim. So that's what he did. He started teaching kids how to swim so that they wouldn't drown. After a period of about 10 years of doing this, the city finally decides, well, maybe we should hire this guy. And they did. So they hired him as a lifeguard and as a coach to teach kids how to swim down there. Then he put a whole new meaning to standing room only. Not only was there standing room only in the church, but for 4 blocks surrounding the church, there was standing room only around the streets as well. That's how many people showed up. They had to shut the city down for the entire day because of his funeral. Now, in the 1986, when we had the expo, he was given the key to the city, and he was called the what was it? He was given the key of the century, but he was supposed to be the most important person of the century. That's not actually the term. My brain just went blank. But anyways, you get what I'm pointing. Anyways, he became the most important person of the century because of how many lives that he did save. Now, as we're continuing here in just a few minutes, and you're going to see a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mural coming up on your right-hand side on the Hyatt. There it is right there. Isn't she gorgeous?
Hyatt.
There it is.
Hyatt.
Now, there are murals throughout the entire city for you to enjoy. I highly recommend, if you get a chance, take some pictures of some of them. Some of them are just absolutely stunning. Now, take a look here on your left-hand side of the bus. On your left-hand side, that's actually the oldest church in Vancouver. That's the Christ Church Cathedral. Now, the Christ Church Cathedral was actually built in, they started building actually in 1888, but they never completed that building until 1895. Now, the reason that one took so long to build is because, in all fairness, they wanted to build it completely debt-free. So that church was actually built with donations and fundraisers until it was done. For the first 6 years of the services in that church, this one is open for visitors throughout the week. Quite often they have a sign in front of the door. It's a blue sign, and it says open for visitors. And all they ask for is a small donation at the door. So in the bottom part of a sail ship, a wooden sail ship that's been inverted and hung upside down in the church. Now, right here beside us on the left again, that's the Fairmont Hotel. Now, the Fairmont Hotel, Vancouverites call that the castle. Now, this one was being built in the 1920s, and if you get a chance to check out this one they weren't ready for it. So what they did was they scrambled around, found a bunch of sleeping bags, put the sleeping bags on the floor for the staff to be able to sleep in the sleeping bags. I tell you, folks, they were not happy campers at all. No. Come on, now that was a joke. Hello, laugh. Early 1990s. Then what happened was they tore down on your right-hand side. It's going to be coming up at the next set of lights, and it's a reddish-brown brick building, and that's what the architecture used to look like back in the 1800s. It's an incredible building. What I find most interesting about this building is it has a very flat roof, and it's not really high. I think it's only like 3 stories, but it's coming up here at the next set of lights. It's got the Starbucks logo on the front of the building. That's it right there here on your right. Look at that. Isn't that incredible? Now, that one they were able to save. It's right here beside us on the right. That one they were able to save. That has heritage protection on it. And then it's now apartment buildings. And then the bottom floor, they have different stores in there and restaurants in there. but most of the buildings got destroyed. So what happened was the city made the decision that any building that's over 100 years old or has a real significance to the city, they must keep the facade of the city intact, which means you can do whatever you want to the inside, but the outside has to remain the same. Now folks, if you do the hop on, hop off tour during the day, you might see in between stop number 10 and 11, there's a great example of national shopping district. So there's all kinds of stores here on Robson Street from all over the world. Now what's interesting enough, this is actually one of the most expensive shopping districts in Canada. Hey folks, have you guys ever played the game Monopoly? You guys played the game of Monopoly? Okay, so if you buy the Canadian version of Monopoly, they took out Boardwalk and put in Robson Shopping District. That's how expensive it is. No kidding. That's how expensive it is. Now, it costs the retailers here between $1,200 to $1,500 per square foot a month for their rent here. And that's just rent, folks. That's not anything but rent. Now, as we are continuing down Robson Street, if you guys are hungry and you want something quick and easy and you don't want to have a sit-down menu and all of that stuff, the bottom part of Robson and Denman, that's where you want to go. Interesting little store here at the end of Denman Street called the Jeongju, which is the Korean hot dog. Now, I'm sorry if you're Korean if I messed up your language, because I'm sorry I don't speak Korean. I tried. Now, do you see these green flashing lights? Do you see all the green flashing lights? Okay. Where are my Americans at? Where's my Americans? Okay. Any Canadians on my bus? Do I have Canadians? Okay, a couple of Canadians. Okay, for my American and Canadian friends, let me tell you something. That is not an advanced green. It is not. Those are called pedestrian controlled lights. Yes, many accidents have been had because of these lights, because BC is the only place that has them. Everywhere else, they're called advanced screens. Here they are not. They're pedestrian controlled. So here's what happens. Take a look on the other side of these lights. You're going to see stop signs on either side. You don't make the light. No, you don't. You know what happens after that? The guy behind you, he gives you a really, really long honk in the horn and a one-finger wave. That's what happens. Yep, that's what happens. Commander, do you want to turn the air off? And then we'll turn it off here in a few minutes. That's what happens. Now we're going to be turning right onto Denman. Take a look right here beside us on the right. You're going to see Jeongju, which is the Korean hot dog. Now, this Korean hot dog, it's kind of a spin-off of the American corn dog. But the thing is, instead of having it wrapped in a cornmeal, it's wrapped either in rice or in a potato-type mixture. And they have 10 different flavors. And folks, the one flavor I guarantee you I will never try, volcano. Who's with me on that one? Really? Only one? This is the area you want to rent your bicycle. Now the seawall is all along Stanley Park. It actually starts in Canada Place, goes through Stanley Park, and then over to English Bay. It's roughly about 28 kilometers in total, although through Stanley Park it's around the 10-kilometer mark. So if you do want to rent a bicycle here in Denman Street, that's where you want to rent the bicycle. Now Spokes right beside us on the right, that's where we recommend, because to be honest with you, they have several retail stores throughout the city that you can drop your bikes off to. Now we're going to be turning the corner, and on your right hand side, right behind the city transit bus stop. Slow down, Charmander, slow down. So right here behind the city bus stops here, there's a little old lady. She's sitting on the park bench right behind, see her? Right behind the bus stop. Yes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, she's looking in her purse for her glasses, but her glasses are on her head. How many of you guys can really relate to that? Right? Right? Yes. Okay, for you young folks, right? Have you ever looked for your phone while holding your phone? Right? Yeah. Same thing. Same thing. Same thing. All right, you know the coveted NHL trophy, the Stanley Cup? Did you know that was also named after Lord Stanley? Yep. It was his wife that named it, though. So what happened was, she really enjoyed watching her two sons play hockey, so she approached Lord Stanley one night and she said, Lord Stanley, I do believe that the boys deserve to have a trophy after the games. And I think we should name this trophy after you. He said, Marge. But the story itself, that's very, very true. That's actually very, very true. Now we're coming into Stanley Park. Now as we're coming in, I tell you folks, there is so much to do here. You could literally spend a day here. We have the aquarium, the totem poles, the horse-drawn carriages. We have theater under the stars. We have all kinds of gardens, walkways, pathways, bike trails. We have the pick a rose to take home with you as a souvenir. For heaven's sakes, don't get caught. Okay, because if you get caught picking a rose here in Stanley Park, that is up to a $1,200 fine. Now, folks, I get if you're American, that's like $10, but still, don't pick the roses, okay? Don't pick the roses. Not a good idea. Don't do. Oh, look, they picked a rose. Oh dear. Hopefully, she won't get caught. All right. Now, as we're coming down further into Stanley Park, we're going to tell you about the 9 o'clock man because I have to be honest with you, folks. It's one of my favorite stories. The Guinness family. Now, on the other side of the ocean, so you cross the bridge, the land that you see over there. That is North Vancouver and West Vancouver. This is north that we're here on this side, and west is on the other side of the bridge. Figure that out, folks. Figure that out. And it's not Northwest Vancouver. It's North Vancouver and West Vancouver. Yeah, and they're beside each other. Yeah, Lionsgate Bridge. Now that Lionsgate Bridge goes into North Vancouver. West Vancouver, I believe, is to the west, to the left. Now, folks, as we're coming into our stop number 1, we are going to be here for about 20 minutes.
Con đi cái bridge nè. Thử lúc đầu lên thử cho kìa.
Wall goes all the way around Stanley Park. Like I said, it's roughly about 10 harbor seal over on this side. Now coming up next here on your right hand side, this is Second Beach. Yes, Second Beach. First beach, second beach, and third beach. This one is Second Beach coming up. They have a pool here. Now the pool that's here is just beside the ocean, and it has both saltwater and fresh water in the pool. Apparently it's easier to float in that pool, but having said that, I wouldn't be caught dead in it. They have all kinds of animals in there. Yep, they have what we call cobra chicken. That is called the Lost Lagoon. Now when my buddy Simon was training me, he said, "Hey Sherry, that's the Lost Lagoon." I was like, "Oh, okay." So right away I got on the phone, I called Stanley to be able to get to the bridge. So when they finally built the roadway, this actually had filled in, and then it closed off and never emptied again. So that's why they call it the Lost Lagoon. Now, having said that, they told me last year that this is filled with now fresh water. It was ocean water, which is of course salt water. This is now fresh water. I'm gonna be honest with you folks. You wouldn't catch me dead in that water. Nope. I don't think that's fresh at all. With the amount of ducks and beaver and geese, and then we've also got the blue herring in there as well. So lots of wildlife in the Lost Lagoon right here beside us. That's the Lost Lagoon on the right. Now we're going to be heading out of the lagoon. This is it right here. Would you swim in that? Yeah, me neither. Nope. All right, here we go. We're leaving Stanley Park. Officially leaving Stanley Park. What do you think? Do you think Stanley Park was a good view? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to head through the middle of the city, and the blue one is on the right. The one on the right, the blue one, do you see the crane on top of the roof? Okay, remember, keep it simple, right? Okay, so there's a crane on top of that roof. I have to tell you, folks, that building has been built for quite some time now. That crane actually serves an entirely different purpose than what you think, okay? And I'm going to tell you about that story here in just a minute, but I need to prove to you there is a crane on top of that roof. Do you see the crane on top of the roof? Okay. Now the first building I want to tell you about is a building called the Alberni. Now the Alberni is going to be coming up on your right-hand side. Now the Alberni was actually designed by a very famous architect. Now his name is Kingo Kuma. Now Kingo Kuma, he's actually from Japan, and he has several buildings on the other side of the world that he has designed. Only 2 on this side of the world, and both of the buildings that he's designed are found right here in Vancouver. So there's the Alberni, which is going to be coming up on your right-hand side, and then we have the Butterfly. Now, unfortunately, we probably won't be able to see the Butterfly tonight, but the Alberni we will. Now, the Alberni, this building is a gray and white checkered building, and it has a really big curve to it. Now, this building, let me tell you, folks, this building was 60% of this building was built out of repurposed material that they took out of buildings before they tore it down. So it's coming up. See it right here on your right? There it is right there on the right. The penthouse, remember this is Cole Harbour, second most expensive place to live in Vancouver, Cole Harbour. Now, the penthouse actually sold last summer for $15 million. $15 million. Folks, it's not even 1,000 square feet. Now look inside the building. Do you see all the wooden sticks all sort of thrown together? Do you see all those wooden sticks thrown together? Okay, that is a $1.5 million art display made out of bamboo. Now tell me, does that not look like a game that we played when we were kids called Pick-Up Sticks? Right? Right? Most expensive version of that game ever. Take a look here on your left-hand side. You're going to see another building called... This building is built with earthquakes in mind. So they built the elevator shaft first, deep into the ground and straight through the center of the building. That's what this cement pillar is right in the middle of the building. That's an elevator shaft. Then they built the building from the top down, not the bottom up. This building is suspended in midair. It doesn't touch the ground. It's called the Cube. So it's going to be coming up right here on your left. We're going to let the cops go. Now what happens is there are beams that are attached to the elevator shaft that come down the top of the roof, down the side of the building, along the bottom. Take a look right here beside us on the left. Do you see how the building doesn't touch the ground? Because it's held up by beams. Those beams that are up on the top of the roof, they're holding that building up. And what happens is when an earthquake hits Vancouver, that building will actually sway in sync with the earthquake, so it causes less damage to the building. Vancouver was actually built on a fault line called the Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire is one of the most active fault lines in the world. It starts here in Vancouver and goes through California and into Japan. I believe it's Japan that's getting the worst end of that deal. Now, remember those 2 buildings I was telling you about? One of them had a crane? Okay, they're coming up next. These 2 buildings were, they're built both hotels. They were being built roughly at the same time. The tallest building in Vancouver, it's 62 stories. But folks, 2 of those stories is a crane. Now, would you consider that cheating? I call that cheating, right? Yeah, no, really. That's why the crane's on top of the roof. Seriously. The architect, he actually built the embassy, Canadian Embassy in Washington. Take a look right here beside us. That's the Awful Waffle right there on the left. Now, I tell you, folks, would you not agree that's an awful looking building? Right? Right? You guys want to know what's in there? What? Lawyers. It's a law office. Okay, so we're back to the church and the Fairmont Hotel. Okay, do you remember the church that I was telling you about and the Fairmont Hotel? Now, let me ask you a question. Do I have anybody here that is actually staying in the Fairmont Hotel right here? anybody staying in this Fairmont Hotel right here. Full red ballroom gowns. Anyways, the Fairmont Hotel was the place where all the uppity-ups would go and have a ball and a big party. And she was a frequent flyer. She would go there all the time. One day on her way to the Fairmont for one of these big galas, she was actually killed in a car accident. Now it said the ghosts will either haunt the place they love the most or they haunt where they died. And for her, it's both. Anyway, she haunts both the 14th and the 4th floor. The 14th floor is the ballroom. The 4th floor is where she would stay if she had just a little too much to drink. She would spend the night in the 4th floor. Now, as we're coming down Burrard Street, on your right-hand side, we're going to come up the Sutton Place Hotel here, right here beside us on the right. All right, who's coming with me? Chocolate, wine, and cheese. Hello, who's in? Okay, I got some ladies. Good. Usually, sometimes I have men too that want to go. So right here at the Sutton Place Hotel, they have chocolate, wine, and cheese. I mean, what more could a woman ask for, right? Now, you remember the gentleman that I was telling you about? Kings used to look, and he'd come in with a spaceship flying in. Well, that's what this building looks like. That's what it reminds me of. So it's actually attached to this church right here. So this is the First Baptist Church right here. This one was built in 1910. Now remember that bylaw that if you buy a building that's over 100 years old, you have to renovate it, make it look like it did back in the 1910s. So that's what they did, renovated this. Now look to your right and behind you, you're going to see the butterfly. Now the entranceways look like butterfly wings. Isn't that beautiful? It's the 3rd tallest building in Vancouver. I have to tell you, it is one of my favorite buildings. If you get a chance to go check it out while you're here in Vancouver, please do. It's gorgeous. Now coming up right beside us on the left hand, you know who Tom Cruise is? Okay, good, because I get Tom Cruise and Tom Hanks all mixed up. I really don't watch a whole lot of TV. I kid you not, my biggest TV is 13 inches at home, and right now Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman is playing for my dogs, okay? Like, it's been on for 6 months now. Anyway, this is the building. Do you remember his 4th Mission Impossible movie? I've never actually seen it, but anyways, that was filmed right here in Vancouver. They turned this street that we're in right now, Burrard Street, into Mumbai. That's the building that he jumps off of, does all his stunts on, jumps between buildings, all that stuff. That's the building right here to my left. What's ironic is, across the street from it on the right, that's the hospital. Yep, that's St. Paul's Hospital right there. Now, St. Paul's Hospital, this was built by the nuns in the late 1800s. And when they first built it, it was actually Pride Month is this month. And this area, there's quite often on the weekends, lots of parties happening down through here. Now, the very first rainbow sidewalk was actually founded right here on Davie Street. Very first rainbow sidewalk in Canada was founded right here on Davie Street. It's going to be not this set of lights, but the next set of lights. And this area has got a lot of great restaurants, pubs, and clubs. Now in the street, how there was all kinds of different restaurants, and that was your shopping district. Well, from Robson Street to Davie Street, that's roughly a little over 9 blocks. And we have a population between those 9 blocks of 80,000 people live between Robson and Denman Street, or Davie Street, which is what we're on right now. And of course, this is Vancouver, and we're surrounded by water. So the city can't go out any further because, well, that's the ocean, right? We can't go out any further. So what they decided to do is go up, and our population boom has hit hard. And this area right here, it's called the West End, and this area has over 80,000 people just living in this area alone. Good at keeping their architecture, so a lot of the architecture here is fairly new. There is a couple of older buildings here. There's actually a castle coming up here on your right-hand side. Now the castle, the name of the mansion, it's actually a mansion. The name of the mansion is called the Mansion. Remember, keep it simple. It's a real thing. Now this mansion was actually built by the Rogers family. Now the Rogers family is the sugar company, Rogers Sugar Company, and they often say that this mansion was built on cavities. Yes. Now the refinery for the Rogers Sugar Factory is right here in Vancouver. And then they built the mansion in, I do believe it was the early 1900s. It's going to be coming up on your right-hand side, not this intersection, but I think it's the next set of lights on your right-hand side. And you'll see right there, it's a great big sign, it says The Mansion. Keep it simple, I'm telling you, it's a real thing. Look, The Mansion.
Wow,
Keep it
mansion.
simple, I'm telling you, it's a real thing here.
Wow.
There it is there, that's the mansion.
Mansion.
It was built with the Rogers Sugar Company, that family. is the one who built that. So that's now, they did convert that one into condos and flats rather than tear it down, which is good. Now we're going to be coming up to the laughing statues here really soon. Now the laughing statues, these, it was an art display that was put here in 2009. Now these laughing statues, there's about 10 or 12 of them.